a positive net approval rating for Donald Trump. Again, whoa, 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 whoa. Entire first term, just 11 days, Donald Trump had a net positive approval rating. Compare that to the second term, just so far, every single day of Trump's second term so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. 21 days, all 3 weeks. That's already 10 more days than he was in his entire first term.
Donald Trump warned you all about the border. He warned everybody about manufacturing, about China, and they didn't believe him. A lot of Americans believed the fake news in the corporate press. And then they got 4 years of Joe Biden, and boy, did they learn their lesson.
It really is glorious to watch these leftist meltdowns like this ridiculous CNN meltdown here from this woke host that Tim Pool absolutely tears to shreds. They're so surprised. They're so shocked that Donald Trump's approval is so good. It's so much better than Joe Biden's. It blows their minds. They can't even fathom it. It's absolutely insane. And Tim Pool absolutely tears them to shreds for this just humiliating clip that they have here from CNN. Let's get into this clip here where Tim Pool on Timcast absolutely tears to shreds this shocked CNN host.
Amazing first several weeks from Donald Trump. So shocking indeed that CNN is losing their minds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Trump approval blows CNN's Harry Enton away after unpopular first term. Indeed, the Real Clear Politics average and even 538 have Trump swimmingly in his approval ratings. Now, this is a pre-record. I recorded this a few days ago, so maybe it will have changed by then. Who knows? But in the meantime, let me just tell you that even CNN is shocked to discover that Donald Trump is indeed popular. That's why last week at the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift got booed and Trump got cheered. Uh-oh. It says a network error caused the media download to fail.
So you're going to show us sort of where we're at now and how rare it is that this number
so
changed.
I want you to take a look at this plus sign, right? Compare that to the negative sign. Being on the plus side of the ledger, right? In positive net approval territory. A positive net approval rating for Donald Trump. Again, whoa, 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 whoa. Entire first term, just 11 days, Donald Trump had a net positive approval rating. Compare that to the second term, just so far, every single day of Trump's second term so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. 21 days, all 3 weeks. That's already 10 more days than he was in his entire first term. So again, this is just another sign that Americans are far more likely to like what they're seeing in his second term than they were during his first term.
He also won the popular vote in his second term. Indeed, so it stands to reason that there would be more people that would approve of some of what he's doing. Is there something that Americans say about why it is that they like him now more than they did back in the first term?
You know, let's jump into that. I'm going to pause, Mr. Harry Enton, real quick. I'm going to show you Real Clear Politics. As of the beginning of the week, plus, in aggregate, 3.7. But get this, 538 actually has Trump's approval at 5.2. I couldn't believe it. Because even when RCP would show Trump doing well in any capacity, 538 would always be underwater for Donald Trump. 5.2% approval from 538. Tremendous. But let me tell you,
he's definitely doing a great job, and he got on it. I mean, as soon as he was elected, he started releasing those videos where he was saying, here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plans. You don't see that from presidents, man. You just don't. Whenever Joe Biden got elected, the only thing that we knew that Joe Biden was trying to do was the student loan debt forgiveness. And we all knew that wasn't going to happen. We all knew that was impossible. That was the only thing that we knew that Joe Biden was going to do going into his presidency, or that he was going to try to do. And then with Kamala Harris, there's nothing. There was no tax on tips. The thing that Donald Trump came up with that Kamala Harris took a stance on. That's it. That's all that we knew she was going to do. With Donald Trump, he got elected, and before he was even certified, the election was certified, before he was even in office, he was releasing these videos saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I mean, here's exactly how I'm going to do it. Here's the exact plan. And now he's in office and he's carrying out that exact plan. This doesn't happen often. You got to appreciate it. I understand Donald Trump. He's a super polarizing person, and a ton of people hate him because of that. Of course, that's what polarizing means. and he's not a politician, right? He didn't grow up in a family of politicians or whatever, but he's doing better than any president in my lifetime in that first few weeks. I don't think there's much debate there. If you just look at the approval rating, I think most people agree in the country. And it's funny how CNN, they have no words for something like this. You see, whenever Tim Pool was playing that clip and the CNN host was like, look at Donald Trump's approval rating. Instead of it being -4, like in 2017, it's now +5 points. And he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's never like, yeah, we really got this one wrong, right? Or, actually, my bad. Trump is the right president for the United States, as you can see by the approval rating and the fact that he won the popular vote. It's just, whoa, I'm so shocked that this could possibly ever be happening. I can't believe that people like Donald Trump, an actual functioning human brain, versus a walking corpse like Joe Biden. It's just unbelievable to me. I can't believe it. Let's see what else Tim Pool has to say here.
Now, I know he's going to mention a lot of things. Before he does, I want to say this. Trump warned y'all. Trump warned y'all and many others before him, but people didn't believe it. So in 2016, when they cemented his feet and dropped him into the water so that he could not do anything, they weighed him down. Largely, look, I'm going to be honest, Trump's own fault. He picked some bad people. This time around, oh boy, he's got some good people. A lot of people didn't like the idea of Rubio, but Rubio's turning out to be doing a pretty good job. Getting rid of the USAID woke stuff. I like it. Trump picked Rubio, and he was probably the easiest confirmation because everyone's like, yeah, because Rubio's going to shill for the deep state. I think Rubio's going to shill for the winners. Donald Trump warned you all about the border. He warned everybody about manufacturing, about China, and they didn't believe him. A lot of Americans believed the fake news in the corporate press. And then they got 4 years of Joe Biden, and boy, did they learn their lesson. So now that people have been smacked in the face by the cold, harsh realities of what's been going on, maybe now they're realizing that what Trump is doing is what we need to be done. But take it away, Harry, CNN.
I think one of the things that's so important for politicians is for folks to believe what they're saying and that they're keeping their campaign promises.
Fair.
So I think this gives you a pretty gosh darn good idea of
if you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
What may be going on. Trump's doing what he promised to do. You go back to April of 2017, it was just 46% of all Americans who said that Trump was doing what he promised to do. Compare that now to February of 2025. There was a good show that was on during the 1990s called A Different World. That is what's going on right now. We're living in a different world.
I want to, this weekend, I was hanging out at Merritt. We were at Arundel Mills, I think that's how you pronounce it. And they got a mall there, and there's a casino and stuff. And I was at the casino, and they were playing 17. Yo, that's 8 years. 8. That means a 10-year-old. Okay, some kid is 10 years old in 2017, and they voted in 2024. That plays a significant role in what we are seeing, and people need to understand this. We need to be looking at the younger generation's trends, because I don't think the boomers' opinion changes all that much. Gen X, a little bit, obviously. People in general have to wake up to this stuff. But I think what we're seeing here is younger generations are coming in, and we've seen data showing that Gen Z and Gen Alpha, not so much that Gen Alpha is voting or anything, but Gen Z, slightly more conservative than millennials in a lot of ways. And support for LGBTQ stuff, way down. Understand, we're talking about almost a decade. So there's a 15-year-old kid who doesn't know up from down when it comes to Trump or politics. But then 8 years later, he's in his early 20s and he votes. He votes for the president, and this is what you see. To be fair, you could argue he voted for Biden, but I really doubt he voted at all.
70% of Americans say Trump is doing what he promised to do. Again, compare that to April of 2017 when it's just 40.
Well, it's tough as well. Like, if you're a Democrat, it's hard for any Democrat ever to have a high approval rating, because people don't vote for Democrat presidents based on the policies or what they want to do as president. They're voting for Democratic presidents because they're not Donald Trump, like that's genuinely all it is. It's because they don't say mean things on Twitter. Like, that's all that you have to do to qualify to be the Democrat nominee. It's wild. So of course the Democrats have low approval rating because they never even promised to do anything in the first place. So it's, how do you expect them to carry things out when they never even had anything to carry out in the first place? It really is just wild. But like Tim Pool said, they've been getting warned for the longest time. If you continue down this path, the pendulum is going to swing in the other way, and it's not going to be pretty at all for you. And it's not pretty at all for CNN. It's not pretty for MSNBC. It's not pretty for any independents, like David Pakman or Destiny, any of those sorts of people. It's not pretty at all. And people like Tim Pool, and people like me, and people like you guys in the comments get to just take our victory lap and laugh at these people for being super shocked at Donald Trump's high approval rating. Of course it's a high approval rating, bro. The thing that they have to compare it to is the corpse of a human that you guys elected last time, that CNN pushed to get elected last time. So of course, now people like Tim Pool get to take a victory lap because Trump has a high approval rating, because they get to compare him to Joe Biden, who's not capable of working a cash register at McDonald's. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Tim Pool absolutely destroying this woke idiot here on CNN for being so shocked at Donald Trump's high approval rating. Stuff's absolutely hilarious, man. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole Tim Pool versus this woke CNN host situation.